Okay, what is going on, everybody? Look, I got blood on my hand. Ugh. Hose clamps, hose clamps, hose clamps. Let's dive in here as people start. I don't know if anybody's going to show up today. It's a Monday afternoon, right after work. But I'm impatient, and so I want to start this thing up. We got some stuff to finish up in here, mainly oil catch can and the vacuum block and stuff like that needs to be properly mounted. Hoses need to be ran. I don't have the ducting, the intake ducting going correctly yet. I've got it working with the MAF sensor on here, but I don't have the breakout or my methanol injection on there. So I need to clean this up, but everything is hooked up, I hope, except for a couple things like gauges and stuff like that. But everything is hooked up. We should be able to fire this thing up, fingers crossed, and see if it will run with the new Holley EFI manifold, the stage 2 bracket. We'll have to check belt alignment. I did put the laser aligner on here to see if the thing would align up. Everything should be good. We're only going to run it for a little bit here because I need to double check, make sure that my auxiliary coolant stuff that I hooked up is all good. But it's been a couple weeks since we ran this thing, so I just want to get the dang thing running today. We'll button up the rest of this stuff throughout the week, and then we will start the tuning process hopefully by this weekend. But shall we crank her over? What do you guys think? Shall we see if she fires up? Let me open up this garage door a little bit too. I've got the other one open, but it's going to get loud in here. It's going to get loud. And it's raining. Oh, by the way, before I do this, if you didn't notice, I'm wearing my house shoes. Literally, I just came down here in my house shoes just to do this. The only thing that we changed in the tune that was in there last time from adjusting the MAF, which this pulley's bigger, so we might have some issues with airflow. We did update the manifold size. We kind of calculated what the Holley EFI should be. Based off of, there's a known fact that goes out there that it's like 550 for the manifold, and then we calculated plenum size, or runner size, to try and get a total manifold volume. Won't hurt us right now because that's more for transient fueling. But that's it. Okay, let's do this. Should fire up, unless something's terribly wrong. Okay, we got some transient issues. It fired up. That's a good sign. Did fire up. Belt alignment's looking good on the pulleys. Everything's running fairly true, not falling off a pulley anywhere, so we should be good for the supercharger belt. Now, what are we going to do next? I mean, I think it's time to tune this thing, but I'm half tempted to take this tune almost completely back to stock and start from a stock tune on this, even though this is getting pretty heavily modified at this point in time. What do you guys think? Should we start with the stock tune, mostly stock tune, and go through the whole entire process of tuning a mostly stock tune to a fairly significantly modified setup? Super modified? I mean, no internal modifications, but a lot of stuff's been done to this. So let me know what you think down below. But we will button it up this week, hopefully, get the methanol injection ported in and get the IAT relocated so we can see the changes in IATs, and then I will finish tying in all the other stuff. But we are 99% there. So thanks everybody for your support as always. I'm gonna go wash the blood off my hands. You know you weren't working unless you got blood on your hands, right? So remember, ABT, always be tuning.